MEP Nikki Sinclaire will be there. Hi, Nikki.
Good afternoon.
What is your link with Worcester City?
Well, I've been going to Worcester now for a few years. I've supported them. I've sponsored them in a private capacity. I have some boards behind the goal, one of the goals actually. And it's just I'm a huge football fan, and I think clubs like Worcester are like the fabric of our community. And it's a very old-fashioned stadium. It reminds us of what football used to be like when I was a kid. And there's a bit of nostalgia. Amazing club, and to think there was 15,000 fans there when they beat Liverpool in 1959.
A long time before you and I, of course.
Yes.
Long time. You said a few years, so what inspired you to become a City fan?
It's just obviously in the area that I represent, and I'm a big football supporter. I go to a lot of football games from a lot of different clubs, but I must say I've fallen in love with Worcester. The charm about the place, the people. You just had Rich on the line, who's amazing. He really works his hardest for Worcester City, as do everyone I've met there. It's a real family community club, and I'm so impressed with the effort of just ordinary people trying to make it work, and that's why it's important that we must get this club back in the city as soon as possible.
And so what are you going to be doing to support that and make it happen?
Well, I'm supporting if I can. I've wrote letters to the local council. I support the fans who wish to move to Perth as well, to have some form of community. There's going to be a new swimming pool there. And, we need to make these clubs part of the community. We need to involve them at a very low level with supporters, so these people become supporters of tomorrow and also probably tomorrow's players and move on from there. But I do think it's a shame that we have clubs like Worcester who are scraping around for every penny, and then we have these huge clubs in the Premiership. I think if a club gets relegated this year, they're going to lose £30 million.
One of the things you're taking on a huge.
Well, I know, but I'm not. It doesn't really scare me. One of the things that I've called for is a 1% transfer levy on all Premiership clubs. For example, the Fernando Torres deal, when he moved to Chelsea for £50 million, had 1% of that been levied to the lower leagues. That would have taken in £500,000. £500,000 pounds would make a huge difference to clubs like Worcester, and it's about the top level returning back to the grassroots, because if we kill the grassroots game in this country, our national game is really under threat.
And is that a campaign you're actively pursuing?
Yes, I've wrote to the FA. I've been on to the FA on many different matters. They're very difficult to speak to, but it's ordinary fans. I think we need to make our voices heard, because we're losing our beautiful game to big business, and it's our game.
I see in the sports news this afternoon a chap called Anthony Fry. He's a corporate financier. He's to take over as chairman of the Premier League in June. So he's the new top bod. You might want to send him a letter too.
Yeah.
Look, add him to your list.
Another corporate person.
What is your message to fans, though? I mean, there's going to be a ground share temporarily with Kidderminster Harriers, but to keep football in the city, what is your message to fans?
Well, two things is please continue to support the club during the years they are at Kidderminster, because obviously turning up week in, week out is important for the club. Its financial well-being, and that's important. And then support, the letters to the council. Show that your support, that you want the club to remain in the city. So write that letter, send that email to the council. But most of all, please keep turning up at the games at Kidderminster Harriers.
Okay, thank you. Where do you stand, by the way? I take it you're not in corporate hospitality down at Worcester City.
Well, I sit in the stands.
I've got pictures of you standing with the full kit and the what's the word I'm looking for? Scarf, hollering at the team from perhaps behind the goal. Is that you?
I don't think that's me, actually.
Right. No. Okay.
I don't think it is.